Good morning, Year 3. Today it is Tuesday, the 2nd of February, and here is your Rocking Recall for today. You have some multiplication questions on the 5 times table. Pause the video now and answer as many as you can. Here are your answers. Pause the video to mark them. And here is your place value for today. You need to read the numbers that have been written in words and write the correct numerals next to them. Pause the video now to have a go. And here are your answers. Pause the video to mark them. And your geometry challenge today is looking at angles. I know in Hawk's class we found angles a little bit tricky, which is why I've been trying to focus on them that little bit more. So at the top you can see 3 examples of the 3 types of angles we have. We have a right angle, and when we talk about a right angle I'd like you to imagine a square or a rectangle, and we're looking at the space inside the shape where the horizontal line meets the vertical line. That's a right angle, it's 90 degrees. In the middle we have an obtuse angle. This angle is greater than a right angle. And then we have an acute angle, and that acute angle is smaller than both a right angle and an obtuse angle. What you need to do today is have a look at the 3 examples of angles beneath, and you need to write whether you think they are a right angle, an obtuse angle, or an acute angle. Pause the video now and have a real good look. And here are your answers for geometry. Number 1 is acute, number 2 is obtuse, and number 3 is a right angle. 3 was a little bit tricky because they tipped it on its side and it looks slightly different to the picture in the example, but it's still a right angle. We could still draw a square using those lines there, and it would still have a 90-degree angle between the lines. Our learning objective today is to be able to explore the relationship between 1/10 and 0.1. To be successful, we need to be able to count up and down in tenths, and we need to be able to recognise that tenths arise from dividing an object or a number into 10 equal parts. Now I need your help this morning, guys, and we're going to count in tenths up to 1. You can use your fingers, but remember when you get to your final finger you need to say 1 and not 10. Okay, ready, steady, go. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1. And I know we talked about this yesterday, but we just need to remember that 1 is our whole, and here it's been split into 10 equal parts, and each equal part is 0.1. It's really important to remember that 0.1 is equivalent to 1/10, and we know that equivalent means the same. So 0.1 is the same as 1/10. Now pause the video and have a go at completing this table to make sure that each section is equivalent to the other. And here is what your table should look like. Can you help me to fill in the gaps in my number line from 0 to 1 using your knowledge of counting in tenths? I hope you can. Pause the video now and have a think about what number you think is going to go in those gaps. And here are the answers. These are the numbers that should have been in your gaps. So now we can count from 0 to 1 in tenths using our number line. Something else that we need to think about is what would come after 1. Pause the video and have a think. What number would come after 1? Did you get it? After 1, we would write 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 2. Now, can you help me to fill in the gaps in this number line using your knowledge of counting in tenths? So what we've literally just talked about on our last slide in our video. Have a think, pause the video. What numbers would go in these gaps if we're still counting in tenths? And this is what our number line should look like if we filled in all our gaps correctly. So we can count in tenths from 0.5 to 1.5. 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Today you can choose whether you work on mild or if you work on hot/spicy. It's entirely your choice. Have a look at the sets of questions and see which ones you think you will be most successful at. Give yourself a good 10 minutes to work through them. If you get through mild and you're feeling pretty confident and you've still got some time left, by all means, move on to hot/spicy and have a go at those. There is also a plenary question to follow. Here are your answers for mild. Remember that when you're answering a question that asks you to explain your answer, a good word to use is because. That helps you explain your reasoning. And here are your answers for hot/spicy with some examples of how I would personally answer the question. I have used because in some of them to help me explain my reasoning. So have a look through these and see if your answer is similar to mine. And here is your plenary question for today. Neil and Kumar are counting up and down in tenths. Neil starts at 1.6 and counts backwards. Kumar starts at 0.8 and counts forwards. What decimal will they reach at the same time? Draw and explain your answer. So my top tip for this is for you to draw a number line, very similar to what the ones you've seen earlier. Draw your number line, start at one end with 0.8 and the other end at 1.6. Label your tenths in between 0.8 and 1.6 and find your answer. Good luck everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!